Hello, patrons of the New World. I am intelligent, and intelligent is human. Today we will be talking about why life is worth living. I ask myself that occasionally, and people ask me that too. Why is life worth even living? Because there's so much awful stuff going on. It's because there also is a lot of good shit going on. So I'm going to priorly apologize. There's a helicopter circling the area, so if you hear it, I'm sorry. There's not much I can do about it since I'm outside. Okay. Life is worth living because there is a world to see. With how much space there is on this planet, there is too much to see for me to give up on it. There's too much beauty in nature alone for me to be like, nah, I'm good. I don't want to do this anymore. I give up. Life is worth living because there's infinite kindness in the world if you look for it. Yeah, not everyone is nice, not everyone is kind, but there's an infinite amount of it if you look in the right places. If you look for the right people and you don't allow yourself to be trapped by fucking toxic ass motherfuckers. Life is worth living because imagination and creativity make it worthwhile. Imagination and creativity make art, make music, make the things that help us enjoy life outside of the structure and harshness of work and money. So the art makes the structured part better just by existing. Life is worth living because of friends. Friends and enjoying your time. That alone makes me want to be alive. Just because I love talking with my friends. I love being around my friends. I love just, shooting the shit, having a good ass time. My everyday party gets better when my friends are at it. Life is worth living because beauty makes things easy to bear. If you have a really hard, stressful life, and you get a house out in the middle of the woods, that's going to make your life so much better. Just by being able to see something beautiful, it's going to make the rest of your life easier to bear. Because, hey, it's not so bad I get to see this. Like me, my life's not the best, but I still, when I walk outside and look up at the sky and see the beautiful blue and the clouds and see all the trees and whatnot, that makes me go, let's go deal with that shit so I can get back to this. Life is worth living because food makes life delicious. Food is another good one. Because just every single time I eat, my main focus is to eat something delicious. Because it just makes my time here that much more interesting and valuable to me. Why would I waste my time on food I don't think tastes good? I don't think. That was horrible phrasing. That I don't think tastes good. Here we go. Sorry, looking for my spot. Life is worth living because laughter makes life light. Laughing makes everything easier to bear. That's why I about my life and horrible stuff in my life and whatnot. I just make jokes about it because that makes it easier to deal with. That makes it more fun to deal with. That just lightens it. That's why I said light, not light, bright light, visual light, weight light. It makes it easier to carry around and deal with. Laughter is thought medicine, man. Come on. Life is worth living because freedom makes anything possible. You can do anything. I can do anything. We just have to set our minds to it and do the work involved to complete it. That's the one thing about freedom. You can do absolutely anything you want if you accept the repercussions of your actions and you're willing to do the work needed to create that thing in the real world. Life is worth living because music makes time dance. That's pretty self-explanatory. When I listen to music, it makes me dance. Or if I'm not dancing, I'm nodding my head. It just makes it more fluid. Life is worth living because games create healthy competition. I like playing games. Games are my favorite thing. Life isn't a game, but people make it into a game. And that's when life is fun, is when other people make it into a game because they don't know who they're playing with. No one ever knows who they're playing with, truthfully. It doesn't matter the game. You don't know people's abilities. You don't know people's strengths and weaknesses unless you do. Even if you know that. People can always surprise you. People can always do the opposite of what they usually do. It's completely capable. That you could lose at a game you thought you were good at. That's just a part of it. That's why it's fun. It's because you don't always win. You're not supposed to always win. That's not cool. Like, I would be bored if I always won. I want to lose so I can have more of a challenge. People don't like challenges anymore. If you look at video games from the 80s and compare them to now, video games in the 80s were fucking difficult. A lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them were. Because people are just slowly becoming more lax in their lives and in their minds. So they don't want a challenge. They don't want to struggle. They just want it to be handed to them. They're fucking entitled. That's stupid. There's no entitlement. You gotta fight for it. You gotta figure it out. You gotta solve the problem to fix the problem. You can't just sit there and expect someone else to fix it for you. That's stupid. And ignorant, too. I think that's ignorant. Because that's unfair to lay it in someone else. I wrote this line a while ago. Do not fault those behind you, but do not add responsibility to those ahead of you. Life is worth living because celebration creates elation. So, going back to my life being a party, it creates happiness and elation around all of those around me because I'm just having fun. When you have fun, more than likely everyone around you is going to have fun too. Life is worth living because art mimics emotion. The artist that creates a piece of any kind, it could be digital, non-digital, it could be not even like visual art, it could be music, dance, whatever. The artist that creates a piece of art is doing it out of their heart and their mind to create something to communicate what they're thinking and feeling to you. So it mimics their emotion. Even if you don't interpret the same way, that's their intention in creating it. Life is worth living because words define thought and emotion. I use words to communicate my thoughts and feelings, so words define everything. Words are alive. Words have life. Words are flavorful. Words create moments in time that I am most proud of in my life. Life is worth living because communication connects us. Without the power of communication, like, what is a relationship? If you don't communicate, like, it's just superficial at that point. Life is about connecting with others, truthfully. At least part of life is about connecting with others. But you need communication. Life is worth living because aesthetic makes things satisfying. So seeing like a bunch of, I don't know, trees sectioned perfect distances apart. That's satisfying to see. Seeing stuff in order, seeing things color organized, it makes things satisfying to our brains because it looks nice. Because it does. It really does. Just outright to our eyes and our brains, it looks nice because it makes it so much easier for us to interpret. Life is worth living because passion creates movement and change. The only way you can move a nation, or change a nation, or change a single person even, is with passion. If you do not passionately and boldly speak, if you're nervous and whatnot, they're not going to take you as seriously because that means you don't fully believe it. You gotta be what you're preaching, but you gotta preach it with your heart and your throat. You gotta have that heart of the lion in you. And just roar. Roar your truth. Where was I? Okay. Life is worth living because cuteness makes us smile. I thought of this one because I was... it's so loud. Anyway, I thought of this one because I was with my dog when I was writing this. And she looked up at me and blinked and started wagging her tail and she made me smile. Cute things make us smile. Kittens and puppies and baby animals. Even if you find a person that you think is cute, they make you smile because you like them. It's because we like cute things. Our brains love cute things. Life is worth living because perception gives us a choice to decide your perspective. So if you change your perception, if you change how you think about the world, you change your perspective on it and change how you interact with the rest of it. So life is about choices. That's all it is. It's just choices. You choose to decide to be pessimistic or optimistic. You choose to think about, I don't know, things you hate versus things you like. It's all about choosing where you put your energy. And when you put your energy into something, it gives it more power. So think about where you put your energy every single day. Life is worth living because wisdom is the backbone of reason. I'll repeat that one because I know the wind was a little bit ridiculous there. Life is worth living because wisdom is the backbone of reason. Without wisdom, we wouldn't have reason. Like, there's factual reason, but we wouldn't have, like, the emotional, social reason without wisdom. Like, the fact of treating thy neighbor like you would treat yourself. That's wisdom. And it's true. We should just not be assholes to everybody. We should be nice to everyone. How hard is it to conceive that in your mind? But a lot of people don't realize the wisdom in it and don't apply it and don't call it reason. They just call it a thought, something they hold to, and speak to others, but don't actually live themselves. And last but not least, life is worth living because life is full of possibilities. Like I said before, you can do anything. I can do anything. Anyone can do anything they want. Life is an endless amount of possibilities. It's an oyster. Life is our oyster. We just gotta chuck it out and, like, do our thing, you know? I hate that analogy. That sounds so fucking disgusting. Life is an oyster. Oysters are weird looking. To me, at least. Alright. I'll cut it off before I start rambling on about oysters. Thank you for listening. If you have listened up to this point, I hope you have a beautiful day. In la cache à la canne, and ta-ra.